why they have such a high win rate on the red side drafts. This style of picking across the board, where they take counter picks, who gets certain champions. The dodge on the Swirl Seed is going to make sure the Drake will be secured with that 600 smite. Tarzan does take over to level 6 off of that play. Hero's Interest is going to come down. Charm does land onto Erha. There is no Alistar ultimate to keep him very, very tanky, but the Lilting Lullaby lands onto Kael. Tarzan not going to really drop any waves for this, so good tempo timing there for Weibo is, like you called out. Xiaohu does make sure that Shanks isn't able to get any plates down on that top side turret. Weibo are going to take that and feel confident enough to start up the Rift Herald, but AL are close by. They teleport in. Flandre, as you called out, came in. They've got Shanks on the top end of your screen. Herald soon to fall. Lights go out. Ornhorn coming out. They're going everything onto Airhall with the Unbreakable Will, and they do catch Breathe trying to jump in with the Dominus. Gets a huge cold to me healing. Alive. Gets out. The Hero's Entrance will save Breathe. No. Xiao gets the knock up to set Light up to go in with the Killer Instinct, but Shanks has already taken off Airhall. Light really needs to be the carry here on this Kaisa, trying to get forward. But Shanks is the one that has to flash out. Tarzan trying to hold the line on the front side. He's going to flash after Light. He has the fear. Can he get the kill? Yes, but it's traded. Light gets the triple kill, and now Shanks is running for the hills. And Tien is very potent to try and chase him down. Gets the flash forward to make sure he can find the kill, and the poison will do it. Weibo in the first big fight breaking open, find a narrow win, 4-3 in the kill count.
It is a very, very close fight, but the difference maker in that fight is the player that we have been questioning, that we had been asking more of the entire series up until this point. Light on the Kaisa, who ends up getting a triple kill. His positioning in that fight is absolutely gorgeous. The flash forward to be able to secure a couple of extra...
Though not able to heal up, should have to take a reset or call for somebody to cover this mid-turret as the Herald's immediately channeled. And that should knock down the mid-tier 1 and open up more of the map for Weibo.
Yeah, it's just small incremental advantages now at this point as we head into the 20-minute mark. That means Otacon will be spawning in 45 seconds, but right now Dragon is the priority. This will only be second Dragon for Weibo because the timers are so delayed. AL do not want to give this over, though.
This is a really tough choke to push through once again. 5v5s are so much in control of Weibo as they secure the Dragon. Ornhorn is going to hit onto Light in the background. Keep your eyes on the Kaisa for a main amount of the damage. His Hulk already gets chunked down to half. Taun's going to land onto Flandre. Kyle's going to try and hold the front line with the shield up, but the Lilting Lullaby hits onto Shanks.
But they'll have to expend their teleport onto the bottom side of the map just to keep this tower up. So
it is Braum.
Resources used. It is Braum. Actually, it's a very good point. I didn't realize. It's not even Flandre's teleport coming in. Classic unsealed spellbook, and it's actually Otacon that's going to be started here by Tien and Breathe.
Okay, Shanks has TP to come back here. Only one going for this reset. This Otacon, like you called out, is on vision. They're going to go after Xiao, who does burn the flash. He has Hero's Entrance. He can rejoin the fight despite burning that summoner. Otacon doing tons of work. 4K. Breathe does not have Dominus. They're going to gauge onto Flandre. Ornn soaking up a ton of pressure, but this is forcing a 50-50 here. Did Weibo go too far, trying to go for the Otacon? Yes, because Tarzan steals it away, and now the rest of AL can try and run out. Charmers can land on the TN, the Coling keeping enough distance, but AL looking to go back forward. Shanks, first Spirit Rush going forward. Flash forward from Kael. They want the stun on the Xiaohu, but they don't get it. One stack short, but Shanks is waiting on the charm, and here comes the Ornhorn. They're going to get the knockup buffered here by Airhop, but he's down. Gone. Hero's Entrance does not stop. The cow goes down. Beasts on the menu, and AL are still hunting. They're pushing the tempo, going after this bot tier 1 turret. They have to be careful because Breeze gets Dominus back up. Burns through Kael. Trades his life. Support for top laner. Another win for AL. Lights go out. Tarzan goes in. He wants Light, but there's nobody else following him. Desync out of AL punishes Tarzan, and now the rest of AL are too low, and Light is flashing forward, but Flandre is not the right target to find. And a long, long fight finally settles down with AL finding the Otacon, but at a price.
What a chaotic fight. I can't even begin to talk about everything that ended up going. As of yesterday, they need to get vision control of this river as quickly as possible.
AL are going to sacrifice top push. Breathe has that going with TP, so they're sacking waves to force the fight now. There's the Glacial Fissure into the Ornhorn knockup. Charm is going to land onto the tank, but they're keeping Light safe right now. He's relatively untouched, but they're losing their front line rapidly. Tarzan's going to push the Paranoia onto Breathe to hold him at play. Xiao, who goes down first, and AL are somehow finding a way to front to back through a team fight. Tien goes down next. Weibo had no business holding that line at the Drake pit, and boy, did it cost them.
I have no idea what their idea was there, what their plan was for that fight. Like we talked about, they needed to get rid of Vision, but they actually just walk up and give AL everything they're looking for, a free engage onto the front line. While AL don't have the strongest front to back in the world, if you give them free damage on your Galio, they're gonna be
Shout of Hope to try and create distance. Hero's entrance now comes down. We're losing tons of ultimates, but Flandra finds a 3-man knockup. Lytho still untouched, trying to turn and burn through the Orn's health bar, but he's losing his front line once again. Xiaohu goes down, lifting Lullaby through, but Hope is kept safe. Kyle's shield is holding everything at bay. Light cannot get in. Somebody has to find these kills, but nobody on AL will go down. Finally, Light flies in. 1 kill found, but he's kited out. He's pushed way far out of any further fight, and Spear rushes back up. Can Shanks find the kills? Yes! Light's down. TN falls. Shanks the hero once again for anyone's legend.
Oh my god, what a fight from both of these teams. Unbelievable stuff from both of them. Oh my, I have to process myself as we go throughout that. Light, not able to get into the fight, pulls the trigger on the killer instinct to dive back in. Flandra soloing Baron. I'm losing my mind, Slayer.
Don't worry, guys. I'll warm it up for you. Slowest Baron take you've ever seen.
Dude, like, are they transitioning up to the top side? They are. They take the dragon. They're taking the bot turret. They're just transitioning up to the Baron. They're going to be able to take this as well. Tarzan's making his way here. This is gone.
What?
That fight was ginormous for anyone's legend. Not only was that a win for them, with Shanks and Hope being able to clean up on the back end, they just got everything.
Howdy! Ability in the regular season. You pointed out in that last fight. So impressed at the turn that Hope has made for these playoffs. Playing these team fight champions, and as much as we put a ton of presence on Light's Kaisa, this Lucian 2 is such a big part of all of AL's damage. Both these AD carries are all about bringing home the damage for these teams, and again, it's Hope being better, even with Light in a much more advantageous position out of the early game.
Yeah, I mean, Hope has been unbelievable throughout this series so far, and he's in a big spot here. What a career year for Hope to show up in such a big moment in the playoffs like this. It's really awesome to see, but I want to give a ton of credit to that front line as well. KL and Flandra, they don't win that fight without those two peeling in the way that they did. It's about as beautifully played as you could ask for. But as we look towards the future and what we can expect from a potential next fight, a couple of things to point out. First off, item completions absolutely are coming in. Seeker's Arm Guard available for both mid laners, both the Ahri
so AL get a window to try and just burn through this Drake. Can they get the Ocean Soul before Breathe can even get back here? Weibo are completely stunned. They can't get into the pit. Ocean Soul secured. Ornhorn is going to lock it down. Get the Glacial Fissure. Tien is fronted. Breathe is back here. Dominance, full health bar. Weibo, you have to go for the fight. You can't just give the Ocean Soul for nothing. They're trying to cut off the escape routes. And AL are going to play Recall Chicken at 37 minutes with the entire series on the line. Weibo need to find this fight win or it all crumbles. And they're setting up the flank angles, but the tanks are holding true. The Paranoia comes across. 2-man knock him again from Flandra, but they have to get onto Light, and Tarzan goes for it. Wants everything, getting towards the AD carry, but the Hero's entrance comes across. Dominance redacted, can Breathe survive? No! The knockups come through! Light tries to fly in to save it. Huge knockups across the board, but it's AL that come out on top! Anyone can be a legend, but these 5 are legendary today! They're gonna knock Weibo down once again to the lower bracket and solidify themselves top 3 in the LPL!
Anyone's legend, they have finally done it. It has been time after time after time for them to be able to overcome their own demons as an organization, roster after roster that is underperformed, but it's the players they stuck with. Shanks, Hope, KL from last year that are carrying them through and getting them to winners finals.
AL are 1 series away from getting back to where they fell short in Split 1. 1 series away from international debut.